Yo, what is up, guys? You're watching Epic Pokemon TCG. In today's video, guys, what I have for you, we're going to be taking a look at a Magcargo deck. Now, I feel like Magcargo actually got a little better with the release of Sword and Shield because of a Rangaroo and Torkoal and the searching cards and such in it. But yeah, this is the first deck that I'm actually uploading post Sword and Shield, and I actually have a couple more decks that I have ready to go, so I'll be uploading those here soon. And I have a couple clips of gameplays at the end of the video. Unfortunately, I couldn't sit here and grind for a gameplay because I have stuff to do today, unfortunately. That, and I got kind of annoyed because I had multiple people scoop on me, and don't worry, a couple of clips at the end of it are proof of that happening. And then the one gameplay that I actually got, my computer was like, oh no, you're restarting. No, we're going to update this right now. We're just going to close everything. Yeah, nope, it's happening. We're updating. And so yeah, I lost that gameplay, unfortunately. So I'm annoyed, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm going to throw the clips at the end of it. This deck's very simple. You just attach energy to Magcargo, and then there's abilities you can work with, and it's kind of just a generic, you welder onto your main attacker and attack. So yeah, the deck's not really that complicated, and you guys are absolute bosses and beasts, so you guys will be able to play this deck way better than I can. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and hop right into it. I'll shut up and show you guys the cards. So the first card we're going to take a look at is going to be Magcargo GX. It has the ability Crushing Charge. And once during your turn before you attack, you may discard the top card of your deck. If it is a basic energy card, attach it to one of your Pokemon. Now we'll get to the Magcargo next up, the baby Magcargo as I'll call it, and there'll be some obvious synergy with that. But the attack Lava Flow for 50 plus, discard any number of basic energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 50 more damage for each card you discard this way. So essentially, if you discard all three energy, you have 50 and then 150 along with that, so that's going to be 200 damage. So pretty much this card can actually just load up a lot of damage, and you have welders and such to help out with that, which is really, really nice. And then we also have Crushing Charge to help power up this ability as well. So yeah, Magcargo can actually dish out a good amount of damage. And it also is a fire type, so hey, if you're able to get past the metal frying pan, which we have a couple cards in here to handle that, you'll be able to do some pretty decent damage to Zacian and Zamazenta, if that's how you say their names. And on top of that, Magcargo is just a cool Pokemon. It's a big giant fire slug snail thing, whatever the heck that is. Anyway, moving on. So we have Burning Magma GX. Discard the top 5 cards of your opponent's deck. This could actually be pretty handy. I mean, if you just have Magcargo sitting out there and you don't have the 2 energy on it, might as well just go and do your GX attack. Why not, right? Say, I'm going to do Burning Magma. Discard the top 5. Maybe you'll hit something pretty good for them. But speaking of Magcargo, we also have this Magcargo in this deck as well. This one's actually seen a fair bit amount of play, mostly in the Zoroark era. But its ability Smooth Over. Once during your turn before you attack, you may search your deck for a card, shuffle your deck, and put that card on top of it. So that means you can grab a Fire Energy, put it on top, use Magcargo GX's ability to attach an additional energy, or you can grab your Lysander Labs and put it on top of the deck. You can put your Welder on top. Whatever you guys need to do, you can put it on top. And then we also have this Rangaroo here that'll help you guys out as well. Primitive Wisdom, once during your turn, you may switch a card from your hand with the top card of your deck. So if you have Magcargo and you have a Rangaroo sitting there, you can pretty much guarantee that you'll get whatever card you want out of your deck and add it to your hand. Rangaroo is one of the brand new cards out of Sword and Shield, and it just goes really, really nicely with this deck with Magcargo and such. It's just really good. So those two in the combination are really nice as well. As for the Slugma, I just kind of went with these two. I was wanting to put 4 of these in here, just because it has 10 additional HP, but unfortunately I only have 2 of them, so that's why that's a little awkward. But next up, we're going to take a look at Torkoal V. So Torkoal V has Combustion Pillar for 90 plus. Discard the top card of your deck. If that card is a Fire Energy card, this attack does 90 more damage. So yeah, you can just Magcargo and put a Fire Energy on top of your deck, and then just you can do 180. I don't recommend using Steam Crush unless you absolutely have to. It is a pretty decent attack, just doing 120 and discarding 2 energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. But you're loading it up with 4 energy. I mean, there might be a time when that's like really handy if you're just able to just kind of time it correctly. Discarding 2 energy off your opponent's active could be pretty nice. If you're able to like reset stamp them the 1 and then do this attack, that would be really, really good. But for the most part, this is just in here for its synergy with Magcargo and Combustion Pillar, and plus Torkoal is just a cool Pokemon. I like Torkoal. So yeah. And then we also have a 2/2 Ninetales in here with 9 Temptations. Once during your turn before you attack, you may discard 2 Fire Energy cards from your hand. If you do, switch one of your opponent's bitch Pokemon with their active. So the fact that we're running Fire Pokemon and Fire Energy doesn't mean we have to load up our deck with you know, custom catcher, or great catcher, whatever. We can just throw Ninetales in here. And we also have We have Fire Crystal in here so we can get the energy back, which is really helpful. We also have Ordinary Rod, and it has Flame Tail for 90. You never know, Flame Tail might be a handy attack. But essentially, you're just going to be able to bring something up off the bench, and that's just really nice. Sometimes Magcargo can't one-shot because you do need about 5 or 6 energies to even like one-shot some things. So having 9 tails in here is pretty helpful. And then, of course, we have the Vulpix. That's just in here so you can evolve into 9 tails. But we also run Ditto. Ditto can turn into a Magcargo, and that's why Ditto is in here. Yeah, Almighty Evolution. Of course, Magcargo is a stage 1, so that's why that's going to be rocking in this deck. And then to finalize the Pokemon, we have the Dene GX, just to give yourself a little bit of additional consistency, kind of keep your turn going. The Dene actually plays a huge factor in the 2 clips that I have shown for you guys. It just kind of keeps your deck going. It's very searchable with Pokemon Communication and Quick Ball. Basically, quick ball, you discard a card from your hand and then you can get a fresh hand of 6. It's actually pretty nice. And that's what Dede changed. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may discard your hand and draw 6 cards. So that's really nice. And then we can't do any of the attacks. We're not even going to focus on those. So that is the Pokemon line. And of course, if you haven't seen the text at the start, there is 12 fire energies down here. I'll try to make sure to add that up here or up here, just wherever I can fit the space for the text. As for the supporters, we're going to get to this really quickly. We have 4 Welder and then 2 Cynthia. That's all we have in here. That's pretty much just in here, just because we don't want to use Professor's Research to discard so many of our resources. Whereas Professor's Research is a great card, but there's a lot of stuff in this deck that we just need. And then Welder, of course, is our most important supporter because it's going to literally keep our Magcargo going. It's going to keep that fire burning, pun intended, so that way you can keep attacking with it. Now, for the searching cards in this deck, we have quite a few, and we're going to start off with the brand new Evolution Incense. Now, I have been complaining about having item searching cards for a long time because the only thing we really have is Pokemon Communication, and then we have Mysterious Treasure. Well, hello, Sword and Shield. Now we have Evolution Incense and Quick Ball. I am so happy about that. Evolution Incense is a fantastic card. Thank you, Train, for ruining my recording. Anyway, so Evolution Incense, search your deck for an Evolution Pokemon, reveal it, and put it in your hand. Then you shuffle your deck. That's just really nice. You can grab your Magcargo straight out of your deck. I really hope that Train's not picking up. If it does, I'm so sorry. So yeah, that's just going to allow you to search out your Ninetales. It's going to allow you to search out your Magcargo or your other Magcargo or your nine. Yeah, I already said Ninetales. So yeah, that's just going to grab those. Sorry, I'm worrying about the Train. I'm going to go close my window real fast. All right, trains don't bother me as much because I'm used to them, but I highly doubt you guys want to sit there and listen to the whole time behind the scenes in the background. So anyway, where was I? Okay, we just got talking about the awesome evolution instance cards. Literally, you just search for an evolution. So good. And the next card we're going to take a look at is going to be Quick Ball. So you can play this card only if you discard another card from your hand, and then you can search your deck for a basic Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then you shuffle your deck. So that means you can just discard a random card, and you can search out Ditto, Vulpix, Oranguru, Slugma, Dedenne. Yeah, you just search out all those cards. It's really nice. Just kind of helps you set your field up. And of course, Torco, because yeah, Torco is awesome. And then we're going to finalize the searching cards with good old Pokemon Communication. This is still a very powerful card, even though Evolution Incense and Quick Ball are a thing, just because of the fact it can grab anything. So yeah, Pokemon Communication still very, very good card. I have 46 of them here on Pokemon TCG Online for some reason. I just realized that. Holy crap. Okay, anyway. So yeah, that's the searching card. Pokemon Communication can literally grab everything in the deck. So that's why that's in here. Now we also have another searching card in the form of Fiery Flint. So you can only play this card if you discard 2 other cards from your hand. So it is essentially a Ultra Ball for 4 Fire Energy. Search your deck for up to 4 Fire Energy cards, reveal them, and put them in your hand. This is just honestly going to set up your Welder. It's going to just give you additional energy. It can also help you with Heat Factory, so that's really nice as well. And then to kind of keep our Pokemon going and kind of keep all that going, we have Palpad in here. You can shuffle up to 2 supporter cards from your discard pile into your deck. So that means you can put your Welder back into your deck and keep that going, which is really nice. And then we also have an Ordinary Rod in here. So you can choose one or both effects. Shuffle up to 2 Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck, or you can shuffle up to 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your deck. Ordinary Rod is an amazing recovery card. You can grab a Magcargo line, a couple energy, just whatever you guys might need. You can put those back into your deck. Just a super powerful card, and I love it. And then also to get our energy back, we have Fire Crystal. Put 3 fire energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. When you do an attack, obviously you're going to be discarding your fire energy, so that means you're going to have a means to get them back, and that's what Fire Crystal is going to help you out with. I was really considering putting in a Victini Prism Star in this deck. I feel like that could be a cool addition to this deck for the late game because I don't know. It's kind of like with Bucephalon, you'll be discarding a lot of fire energy, so you never know mid to late game you might have a lot of targets in your deck. But that's just something maybe you can check out for yourself, see if it works. That's my automatic sprayer. Everything possibly that could be making noise in the background is making noise in the background. I love it. Only one of my videos. Okay, so we also have Reset Step in here to kind of just disrupt our opponent a little bit. Of course, we do play GX Pokemon and a V Pokemon, so you never know when that might come into play. And then we also have some stadiums in here. Of course, the first one is going to be Heat Factory. You can discard a fire energy and then you draw 3 cards. That's really good. That's just going to help your turn keep going even more. Heat Factory is an amazing card. And then next up, guys, we have. Okay, I don't know why that was letting me close that out. Next up, we have Lysander Labs. So, Lysander Labs is a huge, huge card. I mean, absolutely huge. Okay, and the reason behind that is going to be Metal Frying Pan. So, Metal Frying Pan allows your opponent's metal Pokemon to have no weakness and they take 30 less damage. Now, the 30 less damage isn't necessarily the big thing. It's uh, the no weakness. So instead of doing a crap ton, like if you do, okay, so if you do 150, that's going to multiply times 2. It's going to be 300. So yeah, metal frying pan is just going to take away weakness, and then of course the 30 or whatever. But yeah, Lysander Labs is going to just completely ruin that. It's going to take that away. Also, it's going to shut off air balloon. It's going to shut off spell tag. It's going to shut off vitality belt. If anyone plays that, I don't know if they'll play that. But yeah, every tool is just going to be no, bye, nope, not happening. Also, it'll shut off a skateboard, which is huge too. So yeah, Lysander Labs is just a huge clutch card that actually got a lot better with the release of Sword and Shield. And then, of course, we're going to round out the deck, guys, with 12 fire energy. So that's the deck, guys. Now, the strategy, like I said, is very, very simple. You just load up energy onto Magcargo and you use Lava Flow. You have Crushing Charge that you can actually make a lot better with your Magcargo. And then Magcargo can also have great synergy with a Rangaroo because you can put any card on top of your deck. And then use a Rangaroo's ability to swap a card from your hand and get that card straight to your hand. And then we have Ninetales in here. You discard 2 fire energy to bring up stuff off the bench in case you didn't finish them off earlier. Yeah, this deck actually got a lot better, I think, with the release of Sword and Shield. And so I decided to cover it. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I'll get to the clips here. And thank you guys all so much. We are 10 away from 1,000 subscribers. So guys, please, if you have not subbed already, please do that. It would be much appreciated by me. Thank you guys. Take care.